Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Welcome. Apparently, I took a wrong turn on the way home last night because I woke up this morning in Antarctica, and I'm just not used to that. Antarctica is as cold as they've said. So it's kind of weird, though.
I mean, kudos to you for beating the traffic all the way from Antarctica to get here in time for your show.
Right?
That's impressive.
Doesn't seem like I left Antarctica, though, because it's about 235 below zero in the DFW Metroplex. What'd your house? What was it at your house? Mine was 14 degrees.
11 degrees.
Did you notice yours, Chris? You must be about where.
Yes, same.
Yeah. It's cold.
It's cold. I used 200 kilowatts of energy yesterday, and it did not go above 65 inside the house.
Oh yeah,
I did get the electric bill yesterday.
Yeah,
and
pricey.
I immediately told the family to put sweaters on. I went Jimmy Carter on them. It's going to be cold in this house, y'all. No. When this happens, I say I've already paid for the heating oil for the fireplaces. Go stand next to those.
The fire.
Yeah, right.
And in fact, I do show prep in the afternoons when it's really cold like this with a TV tray next to the fireplace. I've already paid for that energy. I'm not paying for more.
But the fire has gone cold, Mr. Scrooge.
Oh no! Here we go.
The fire has gone cold.
Here, get back to work.
The coal is burning out, Mr. Scrooge.
That's me. It's $500 for an electric bill.
Yeah, that hurts.
It's stupid.
It hurts. Yeah.
Boy, we got to get. So
everybody in the north is. Screaming at us
laughing
right now.
Okay,
you think that's bad?
Yeah.
Try 20 below.
And try the cost of oil up there.
Yeah.
So
except they mostly don't have oil. Well, in the Northeast they do.
Yeah, there's heating oil in New Jersey for sure.
Yeah.
So, all right. So the prices spiked during Biden, and I'm looking forward to them coming back down to reality.
Yeah, me too.
In this Trump world. Because he's winning at everything else.
Yes.
I hope that follows suit.
Yeah, I do too. It's bound to, right? It's bound to.
It has to.
Yeah, it has to.
But when? Tomorrow? We ready?
Okay.
What's the forecast for tomorrow? Do we know?
Oh, gosh. Here?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think we're getting above freezing till Saturday.
Oh,
Alaska. So we're Antarctica today.
Oh, okay.
Tomorrow we're Alaska.
Alaska. All right. Well,
we're getting up to 29
today. A little warmer.
That's nice.
29.
I have a friend in Alaska, and he texted me, it's colder in Texas than it is in Alaska.
Oh, that's bizarre. Wow. Global warming.
Thank you.
You know? It's global warming. Get used to it. Well, except, we're going to spend $100 trillion and we're going to fix the problem. We're going to change the climate on this planet. So that's something to look forward to.
Yeah, and yesterday we talked about, Jeffy had the thing where climate experts are saying that February has been January was really warm or something, and I'm sitting here showing
it was the warmest on record.
Yeah, meteorologist after meteorologist said it's the coldest since 1988. It didn't occur to me until after the show yesterday. Tell the people at the Gulf Coast, the Gulf of America, from Louisiana to Florida, that January was warm. They had 100-year snowfall along the coast, over a foot of snow in some places.
Yeah.
But tell us it's been the hottest frickin' January. Shut up.
Pathetic. And it's little teeny snowfall, but we've had 2 snowfalls this year in Dallas. We usually get none. We got 2. I mean, it was just a little, like pretty. A smack roll.
Yesterday was pretty.
Of snow yesterday.
Yesterday was really pretty, yes.
It was. Yeah, it was fun. Because it didn't really mess up the commute, and there weren't widespread accidents that I know of. So I think we survived it. But, man, don't tell me that this is a warm, dry winter in Texas.
Right. Northern Illinois, Boo checking in on the Blaze chat at -11. Westfield, Vermont, that's Love and Grace, has -18 up there.
18 below zero. Is that's actual temperature, not chill factor?
Correct.
Right?
21 degrees, Northwest Florida, according to SIG P320. Let's see
in
here.
Florida?
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Wow.
13 degrees in Butler County, Pennsylvania. Michelle McDermott chiming in there. So,
Cold.
It sounds like it's been just a hot winter.
Yeah.
Global warming.
Yep. Dang it. We may never see snow again.
Never.
It might never happen. You'll have to tell your grandchildren about what used to occur here with this crystalline frozen precipitation that we've been hearing about. They don't believe it ever happened.
Yeah.
I love it. Had a tweet yesterday from President Trump about Volodymyr Zelenskyy in Ukraine. He tweeted, Volodymyr Zelenskyy talked the United States of America into spending $350 billion. Okay, well, he must know. There's the figure. The figure you'll hear on CNN and CBS and ABC, NBC is usually $60 billion-ish. $350 billion.
Yeah, but we sent it to what did Trump call him? A moderately successful comedian?
Yes.
That's the first line, right?
Well, let's see. To go into a war that couldn't be won, that never had to start, but a war that he, without the U.S. and Trump, will never be able to settle. The United States has spent $200 billion more than Europe, and Europe's money is guaranteed while the United States will get nothing back. So it's just a loan in Europe, right? They're asking to be paid back. Why didn't sleepy Joe Biden demand equalization? In that this war is far more important to Europe than it is to us. We have a big, beautiful ocean as separation.
I mean, it is
We have
beautiful.
a big, beautiful ocean as separation. On top of this, Zelenskyy admits that half the money we sent is missing. He refuses to have elections, is very low in Ukrainian polls, and the only thing he was good at was playing Biden like a fiddle. Yeah, he did that well. A dictator without elections? Zelenskyy better move fast or he's not going to have a country left. In the meantime, we're successfully negotiating an end to the war with Russia, something all admit only Trump and the Trump administration can do. Biden never tried, Europe has failed to bring peace, and Zelenskyy probably wants to keep the gravy train going. I love Ukraine, but Zelenskyy has done a terrible job. His country is shattered and millions have unnecessarily died. And so it continues.
Yeah. I mean, and it's
that's a scathing indictment of Zelenskyy. Wow.
And look, Zelenskyy, it was April of 2022, right? 2024 that he put these elections on hold.
Yeah, right.
He's kind of a illegitimate leader right now.
And people will say, well, they're in the middle of a war. We held elections in the middle of a civil war where 600,000 people died and cities were burned to the ground.
Yes.
So it can be done.
It can be done. We're just sick of this, man. Americans are tired.
We are.
We're just tired, and we have way too much money invested in this.
$350 billion?
Yeah.
People complain about the money we send to Israel. It's like $3 billion a year as a rule. That is, let's see, 65 divided by 3. How many years worth of aid to Israel is that? I'll bet you we have sent more to Ukraine in the last 2 years than to Israel in its entire existence.
I bet you're right. But see, there's a small difference. Israel isn't an international money laundering scheme. You see?
Yeah, right.
And so if there's nothing in it,
yeah, very true.
It's so terrible to watch this just piss away this money and just contribute to the continual deaths of Russians and Ukrainians alike.
Yeah.
We're just shipping off money, shipping off equipment, shipping off our defenses that I don't know if you know it, the world's kind of volatile. We kind of need some of this stuff ourselves. So I want this thing to end because it's only enriching the global elites. Nobody else is benefiting from this. And they've had chances. They've had opportunities. But the West and Joe Biden have prevented. First of all, they instigated it. to begin with, and then they continued it when it could have been stopped multiple times along the way. And now here comes Donald Trump, who dares to call balls and strikes, and now the left, of course, is freaking out over that tweet and what he said yesterday.
Yep. By the way, 350 billion divided by 3 billion is 116 years. That 116 years worth of aid to Israel. So, yes, by far, we have spent more in Ukraine than we ever have with Israel. Wow. And nobody on the left is complaining about it. It's perfectly fine. Don't worry about it. It's in our best interest to continue to do this.
Wow. So
is it, though? Is it?
I looked this up. Okay.
Yeah.
So, to your point, we've given a grand total since 1948.
Yep.
130 billion.
Okay.
So we've given, like you said,
more than double.
More than 3 times as much.
Almost 3 times as much.
3 times as much.
In the whole history of Israel. That's insane.
So what is that? Like over 75, almost 80 years.
And if you're biblically, spiritually, religiously inclined, there's a good chance you believe that we're obligated to do that. That we've got some obligation to Israel to help protect them.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to be on the wrong side of the situation at the end when the world unites against Israel. I'd like to be on the right side of that.
You know, on Ukraine, I feel like Elon Musk may be uncovering some stuff, too, as far as where the money has gone.
Yeah, I think so.
Just for him calling out Zelenskyy yesterday for the murder of the American journalist. So that something's going on behind the scenes that we don't know about. I think we have Zelenskyy possibly more by the short and curlies than we realize at this point publicly. So
it must be that because that was a really harsh, brutal indictment of Volodymyr. And Volodymyr, you remember in the very beginning of the Trump administration, as soon as Trump was inaugurated, he changed his tune, even before he took office. And usually that helps mitigate the criticism that Trump will give you. But that was unrestrained. It was scathing. So there must be something going on there. Yeah, he might be in some trouble then. He might be. And I think that we're making any further aid conditional on an election being held there. So,
yeah, I mean, look, the CIA didn't think this through when they had their plant put in office. The guy who played the piano with his member. But here we are.
But what a skill that is. What a talent. I mean, imagine the parties that you could enliven with that skill. It'd be great.
That'd be some kind of party, wouldn't it?
I can't even play the piano with my hands. Oh, God. So that is some serious talent.
Yeah.
All right. President Trump had some other things to say. I think you alluded to this modestly successful comedian thing.
They're running out of soldiers, one case. But think of it, a modestly successful comedian. President Zelenskyy talked the United States of America into spending $350 billion to go into a war that basically couldn't be won, that never had to start and never would have started if I was president, not even a chance. And it didn't start for 4 years, never would have started. But a war that he, without the U.S. and Trump, will never be able to settle. They'll never settle that war without our involvement. That's why they did such a great job this weekend. That's why Saudi Arabia did such a great job this weekend in hosting. The United States has spent $200 billion more than Europe, and Europe's money is guaranteed. They get their money back. It's a form of a loan. Nobody knows that. I know that. I said, why isn't somebody saying, we do it the same way? And we spent much more money. We have to equalize. But while the United States gets nothing back, so they get their money back. It's a loan. We just give our money. And we had a deal based on rare earth and things, but they broke that deal. But they broke it 2 days ago. We had a deal because I said, we're spending $350 billion, and Europe gets their money back in the form of a loan, and we don't. We're just giving the money hand over fist. That's the Biden administration for you. But they're no longer dealing with the same United States as they were dealing with a few months ago.
But he also called him a dictator.
On top of this, Zelenskyy admits that half of the money that we sent them is missing. They don't know where the money is. He said, well, we don't know where half of it is. That's great, wonderful. He refuses to have elections, is low in the real Ukrainian polls. I mean, how can you be high with every city is being demolished? It's hard to be high. Somebody said, oh, no, his polls are good. Give me a break. Every city is being demolished.
Give me a break.
They look like a demolition site, every single one of them. And the only thing he was really good at was playing Joe Biden like a fiddle. He played him like a fiddle. That's an expression we use, yes, sir.
Oh, man. There's never a dull moment with President Trump, is there?
No.
Every get-together is it's meaningful and noteworthy. Every single time. All right, let me tell you about the Jace case. You know, we hear a lot of talk about the supply chain. It's unpredictable. It can be pretty fragile at times, sadly. I mean, we've really discovered that in the last few years. So if your medication is delayed, even for a few days, let alone going on for weeks, as has happened to me a few times, you can mitigate that problem with the Jace case.
Boom.
And right now you can win a Jace case. This is really great. You can use these, obviously, in the case of emergency or just for convenience. They're customized to your specific needs, whether you're traveling or there is a break in the supply chain. But right now, they've got some giveaways going on so that you'll have the medication you need the minute you need them. You could win anything from the travel case, Jace Go, to a fully custom Jace case. So now is the time to protect yourself and your family from uncertainty. Your health is just too important. Go to jace.com to enter their giveaway or to purchase your own case. Enter the promo code PAT at checkout for a discount on your order. That's promo code PAT at jace.com.
Pat Gray is Unleashed.
All right, President had more to say yesterday. The first and most important or most urgent mission tells us about that here.
Our first and most urgent mission is to remove the criminals that Biden allowed into our country with the ridiculous and very dangerous open borders policy. They came from all over the world. They came from prisons and jails. They came from mental institutions and insane asylums. They were gang members. They were drug lords. They came from all over, and they were allowed to come into our country. And we're getting them out in record levels, just like they came in record levels. I want to thank Tom Homan and Kristi, who was she's doing a fantastic job, governor of South Dakota. And Tom Homan, you know, and they are doing a fantastic job. And the results are incredible. And every country is taking them back. They're sending their criminals to us, and they're all taking them back. We had a little problem with a couple of them that ended very quickly. And because some said, we don't really want MS-13 back in our country. But I said, congratulations, you're taking them back. And they take them back.
All right. So then he was talking about an investment of $40 billion in the U.S.
The best and most successful business leaders on earth are now racing to invest in the United States. Since November, DAMAC has announced plans to invest $40 billion in the U.S., creating at least 10,000 jobs. SoftBank has announced investments of between $100 and $200 billion, creating at least 100,000 American jobs. Oracle and OpenAI and SoftBank are now collectively committing $500 billion to keep the United States on the cutting edge of artificial intelligence, and so many more. I mean, so many companies that want to come to the White House and have a little news conference all the time. I said, why don't you just announce it? But they want to come, and I'll do that. I don't mind doing that.
Of course they want to come.
I say anytime they want to go 10 billion or more, I'm there. 10 billion or more.
That's funny.
That's again.
So you get a press conference with President Trump for an investment of $10 billion.
Okay,
or more.
there's got to be like an investment package in America,
right?
Yeah.
And then when you get to $10 billion, you get a press conference with the president and
at the White House.
At the White House, right? So, but $5 billion, you just get a photo.
No, you're
Can
right.
I get a photo?
You don't get a photo. You just get announced.
Yeah.
We'll send a press release.
We'll send you a Trump bobblehead,
Yes.
or maybe the Trumpy Trout.
Trumpy Trout.
How many companies?
That's for $5 to $9 billion.
I see.
But starting at 10, you can stand next to him
At the White House.
Okay, so and by the way, if you're a billionaire 100 times over, you get to set policy.
There you go.
Elon Musk.
Right.
There's the room. Okay, so how many companies, honestly, saw that speech and thought, okay, we gotta invest $10 billion. This would be so great for PR for our company to show up with the president at the White House.
Yep.
I mean, he's making things happen, man.
Sure is. He's leaving no stone unturned. And he talked about if we want to build the future.
I come
This is
today
what you
with
do.
a simple message for business leaders from all across the nation and all around the world. If you want to build the future, push boundaries, unleash breakthroughs, transform industries, and make a fortune, because you want to make a fortune. Most of you have already made a fortune. I don't want to say that. There's no better place on earth than the current and future United States of America under a certain president named Donald J. Trump. I think that we're going to do very well.
Man, nobody does self-promotion like Donald Trump does. That's just it's fantastic. And then is he talking about what is as of January 20th, 2025?
I don't know. Let's find out.
All right.
It's a box of chocolates. Let's just unwrap this thing.
And as of January 20th, 2025, the dark days of high taxes, crushing regulations, rampant inflation, flagrant corruption, government weaponization. Oh, I know about weaponization. And total incompetence will be gone forever. They'll be gone forever. Because the United States is back and open for business, and the golden age of America has officially begun. You see it happening.
Starting to feel like it.
Yeah, it's way more than I anticipated. I really believed he would do a really good job. But I didn't envision this. This is a lot, very fast.
I don't know that you'll want to read through this entirety of what we have printed up
we'll
there.
get into that.
How many pages is this?
It's a lot.
These are his accomplishments.
And it's not even a comprehensive list, actually. Now, we mentioned some of that. We'll go through it as much as we can. But look at, there's like, six pages of it, of things he has accomplished in the first 4 weeks. Yeah, it's incredible. Really incredible. And he says 20% of DOGE savings are going to go to U.S. citizens. Listen to this.
There's even under consideration a new concept where we give 20% of the DOGE savings to American citizens and 20% goes to paying down debt, because the numbers are incredible, Elon. So many billions of dollars, billions, hundreds of billions, and we're thinking about giving 20% back to the American citizens and 20% down to pay back debt and pay down debt.
Okay.
I wouldn't complain about that. Wow, there's the DOGE clock. 2 days ago, it was $108 billion. Yesterday, it was $112 billion in savings. It's already up to $116.2 billion. That's they're doing okay.
They did the rough math. It should be about $10,000 per taxpayer back.
Wow. Really?
I've heard the 5,000 floated about.
Yeah, we talked about that yesterday, I think. But 10,000 you heard?
Yeah, yesterday they were running the numbers. But then Elon said if they do a 20%, what's going to happen is going to just lower, like, your credit, like your taxes will reflect that.
Oh, okay. They're not going to send everybody a $10,000 check.
I don't know. In the PR world, people getting that Trump check.
Yes, it's a lot
you
better.
could change a voting block for a long time.
Yes, sir.
I think that's going to have a lot more impact than we lowered your taxes.
Yep.
We have 438 agencies in the federal government, if you include sub-agencies. I mean, they've only started digging through everything. So that number on the DOGE clock is just going to continue to climb.
Yeah, they've just scratched the surface so far.
What was this? We have 4 million government credit cards uncovered yesterday by DOGE, responsible for 90 million transactions.
I wonder how many dollars that is.
That's what I'm looking at here, yeah.
Wow.
Don't see that.
4 million credit cards, responsible for 90 million transactions.
But I'm sure they're all legit.
Yeah.
All these transactions.
I had one.
You had a government credit card?
Yes, sir.
For what?
For the military. Every time we deployed, we got a credit card and put it on the credit card.
Oh.
And everything was legit, am I right?
Oh, absolutely. I stayed in the best hotels, too.
Did you? On our dime? Thank you.
Yes.
Thanks for that. That's
You're
good.
welcome.
Great. So I'd be okay with either way, but I'd like to get the check. That would be nice. It'd be nice to get a $10,000 check in the mail from the government. I mean, it's the least they could do after all they took from me this year and last year and every year, really.
Just the last 2 years?
No, every freaking year. Every year. Oh, it's agonizing. Right. He talked about imposing reciprocal tariffs as well yesterday.
We'll no longer allow other countries to ransack and plunder our nation. That's why I've announced that we will soon begin imposing reciprocal tariffs on any country that engages in unfair and unequal trading practices. If they tariff us, as I said, we will tariff them at the exact same rate. So if a certain country, because some of these countries, even countries that I've already mentioned, are extremely aggressive with tariffs. Nobody knows that. European Union, they have a VAT tax that's devastating. It's very tough for people on the outside. Hard to sell cars, really impossible to sell them because they also have non-monetary tariffs that are very, very tough. But if you take a look at that, it's a very unfair situation. And the VAT tax is similar to the tariff.
It's almost exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
If you only apply it to U.S. products that are being imported into Europe, then of course it's just like a tariff. Crazy. And why haven't we heard about this from anybody else? Why does I mean, what's going on, but nobody's complained about it before Donald Trump.
It's
insane.
He's a rare breed.
He sure is.
And there's a lot of people that have been on this gravy train that didn't want to upset the apple cart. And Donald Trump came to town. And by the way, I think good guys. This is a story of a good guy winning. Have you heard about Leland Dudek? He was a longtime anti-fraud expert at Social Security Administration.
Now he's leading it.
Now he's leading it after because he got fired, right?
Yeah.
For helping DOGE understand.
Well, he just about got fired.
Okay. Well, he got threatened.
They threatened him.
For helping DOGE.
They were investigating. And so now he's the head of the agency.
I love that. I just love that.
That's awesome. So did he mention Fort Knox yesterday?
Yes, he did. And Elon's been tweeting about it. This is going to get interesting, y'all.
Things we do want to look. I mean, we hope everything's fine with Fort Knox, but we're going to go to Fort Knox, the fabled Fort Knox, to make sure the gold is there.
Okay.
Where would the gold have gone?
If the gold isn't there, we're going to be very upset.
Are you going to tell us if the gold isn't there?
I want live coverage of the beast pulling up to Fort Knox.
You remember the Geraldo Rivera opening
that's what I could think of.
The vault? The Al Capone vault. And there was an empty bottle in there.
Right, so
that's what we're going to find at Fort Knox. When they open it up, we're going to find an empty bottle, maybe a few candy wrappers.
But will it be a collector's item?
No.
It'll be an old bottle.
No, nobody will care. Nobody will care. I don't know. Would that cause widespread panic and markets to crash?
Oh, gosh. Oh, my gosh.
It might. I'm not sure if that's advantageous to tell the American people if there is no gold there.
Our financial system is built on a bubble. It's got to pop at some point.
Yeah.
And all this talk about Fort Knox, I want to know, I don't know if I'm going to be able to find. Yes, here we go. Go to X and look for the. Okay. When we invaded Iraq in 2003, this is just one of many photos of U.S. soldiers. Did you ever hold gold bars in your hand, Chris
Nope.
Cruz? Okay. Did you hear about the gold?
Yes.
Oh, here we go. These are the pictures I want. You ever seen these? This is Iraq in the early 2000s.
Yeah, I remember that.
So where's that gold?
Yeah.
If we fought a war for oil, we better have fought a war for gold, too. So maybe that's in Fort Knox. Replace the gold that they already... I don't know. That I would like to know that mystery as well.
There's supposed to be, I think, close to $500 billion in gold bullion in Fort Knox. And that seems a little light to me. Really? $500 billion? We used to base our entire financial system. The dollar was backed by gold. So you couldn't exceed, in dollars printed, the amount of gold that we had.
Yeah, where's the fun in that, though?
Yeah, well, it wasn't fun. That's why Richard Nixon said, we're not going to do that anymore. Sky's the limit now. In fact, there is no limit.
In fact, we don't even need this gold. Just open up the door and just take what you need.
Yep.
We're not backing up our currency with this anymore.
And that's what they've done. It's exactly what they've done.
Hey.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Great to have you with us. A few tweets here. Dirty Mule tweets, for a split second, I thought Pat was going to say he made a wrong turn and ended up at Keith's house, but we know that can't happen. Right. No roads. No roads. Paco D, how many Greenlands could we have bought for the amount of money we spent in Ukraine? All of them?
All the things.
All the things. All the Greenlands. Mm-hmm. Dash, formerly known as 46. Trump is the J.G. Wentworth of presidents. Where you can get your cash now. They do those singing things people sing on the bus.
Now?
Uh-huh. Yeah,
8775 now?
Yes.
Or 8775 now.
I have not I've not seen that commercial in a while.
I was in a minute now.
I wonder if they stopped. Maybe they reached their
they ran out of money.
Yeah, I wonder. They got given too much cash right now, and so now they don't have any cash. It can happen. It can definitely happen. So the left continues to freak out, of course, over what the president is doing. Here's Jasmine Crockett on Trump's popularity.
He right now has a 53% approval rating. It's higher than it's ever been. 70% believe that he's fulfilling his promises. And 45% believe Democrats should be more moderate. What do you take away? I think there's a lot to make of those numbers. But what's your takeaway from that?
My takeaway is just like the election. We've got to do better at education. People don't understand.
But you
will understand when those hospitals in rural America start closing down even more. You will understand when you don't have your Social Security. You will understand when your Medicaid, your Medicare goes away.
Will just
understand
continue.
as planes continue to fall out of the sky. Soon you will understand why it's important to maybe have somebody that isn't
I got it.
No.
Maybe Sleepy Joe is what we wanted because we could at least sleep at night.
Right. We wanted Joe.
She's hideous.
She actually thinks we want Joe Biden in any scenario whatsoever? Okay. But educate me.
So the planes are falling out of the sky because of Trump. She actually blamed the plane crashes on Donald Trump. She's and continuing the lie that you're going to lose your Social Security benefits and your Medicare. I don't know how they continue to get away with it. It's just amazing.
Yeah, and by the way, the plane falling out of the sky there in Toronto, we don't yet know the pilot, right?
No, we don't. We don't know.
Huh. We just know that Endeavor Air, who owned the plane, and we know they were a, quote, DEI-obsessed company.
Oh.
We do know that.
Yes, we do. And we're trying to buy them all out.
That's right.
We've talked about this yesterday. He landed the plane, he or she, or they, landed the plane in such a way that it broke the wing off, caused the engine to burst into flames, and then the airplane just rolled over and was upside down.
And how much are they trying to?
I think it's $30,000.
$30,000.
Yeah, Delta's offering all the passengers $30,000
no string attached,
now.
Though. You can still sue us. No string attached. This is $30,000.
Yeah,
and you can sue us if you want. But
interesting. Yeah, it doesn't it doesn't remove any of your rights, so they're not asking anything in return supposedly. But here's $30,000. I mean, that's pretty generous of us, isn't it?
Right?
Sure, you nearly died, but here's $30,000.
But you didn't die, and you got $30,000.
How dare you consider suing us after we gave you $30,000?
And
I'm
you
sure
still
that's
survived.
Probably the psychology involved there.
Yes,
it's interesting.
Still sue. I'm sorry.
You would just sue anyway?
I will still sue. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You're going for a twofer for sure.
I'm going, yes.
Yeah. Here's Chucky Schumer, who's also mad at President Trump.
The FAA. The more Donald Trump and DOGE indiscriminately hack away at public agencies, the greater harm to Americans' well-being and even their safety. The FAA is a good example.
Okay.
Just weeks after the deadliest plane crash in a long time, and just as we see more incidents around the country, President Trump has fired hundreds of FAA workers, including air safety personnel.
Read it.
Firing people whose very job it is to keep air travel safe is nothing short of reckless.
Boy,
now, the White House
Democrats want something.
Accused us of linking the crash of the Minneapolis flight directly with FAA cuts in staffing. Nothing could be further from the truth. I simply said that when there are fewer FAA personnel, the skies are less safe. Does Donald Trump deny that there are fewer FAA staffers? Does Donald Trump deny that when he fires FAA workers, including workers who focus on safety, it makes travel less safe? Of course, Donald Trump is obfuscating once again. He doesn't want the truth to come out. But he should correct course immediately and halt these firings, because the safety of the skies is at risk. Now, of course, we know that President Trump ignores the truth. But we need to speak the truth when people's safety is at stake.
Oh, my gosh.
Here
Is
are
he
the
still
facts.
talking?
Something went terribly wrong on the flight that took off from Minneapolis. That's clear.
Next page.
An investigation is underway, and as I said yesterday, I await their results.
Okay.
Similarly, something
they're gonna
went
try to
terribly
make this-
wrong
this
a few
is-
weeks
this
ago
is
on the flight from Kansas to
what they're
Washington,
gonna
D.C.
try
that
to
claimed
get Trump on
67
here, right?
people's
Plane
lives.
crashes.
And here are more
Okay.
facts.
Here are more facts.
Donald Trump and Elon Musk have fired hundreds of FAA staffers, including safety specialists, the very people
Didn't you
who
already
keep
say
our
that?
skies safe.
You already said that.
All so Republicans can help their billionaire buddies.
Oh, good. Okay, I've had enough. Oh, jeez.
I was wondering how long we were going to let Chucky
Gosh.
go. Ugh.
That is agonizing.
Insufferable.
Just listening to him drone on. You can't even if it was friendly content that we all liked, I couldn't listen to that guy.
Yeah.
Go away. Go home. What is he? He's got to be in his late 70s by now.
Yeah.
Right? Can you please just go home and stay there?
It's funny that you said that, specifically about Chuck Schumer and friendly talk and whatever. You remember, at first going around with Trump, he had Pelosi and Schumer in the White House in the first couple of weeks of that term. Boy, it's a lot different now. He tried to play ball with y'all. He tried to go along to get along, and you guys
They won't have
blew it.
Yeah, they won't have any of it.
Look what you get.
Yep. He's not listening to you this time.
No.
So that's great. All right. 888-900-3393, Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Let me tell you about preborn. You know, the news has been moving so fast in the last 4 weeks. It's hard to keep up. In fact, it's impossible. It's easy to get distracted too. But here's something you don't hear much about, and it matters more than almost anything else. There are babies in their mother's womb who need our help right now. Preborn's network of clinics are on the front lines nationwide, on standby for women deciding between the life of their babies. Preborn seeks these women out to help them choose life, not just for their babies, but for themselves too. By introducing these hurting women to the life growing inside of them, they're twice as likely to then choose life. The heartbeat changes everything. That precious heartbeat that says, I'm alive. So if you can, please be the voice for the preborn and become a monthly donor. $28 a month could be the difference between the life or death of so many. To donate securely, just dial pound 250, say the keyword baby. That's pound 250, keyword baby, or visit preborn.com/Pat. That's preborn.com/Pat. A single heartbeat can echo across generations.
Now, more of Pat Gray Unleashed.
We have. Yeah, boy, he really He triggered a lot of liberals yesterday on social media with what he was putting out. Put up full screen 4, gentlemen, if you would, please. No. Hold on. Maybe that's not the right one. Did we have the tweet where he talked about stopping the congestion pricing?
Oh, I love that. Where he also said, "Long live the king" in that one.
Yeah, there it is, right there. Okay, so they retweeted with that cover.
Yeah, that's what that is.
Yeah. So what Hochul wanted to jack the price up. What was it, $15?
It was 15. Then they lowered it to $9 just to enter Manhattan. Oh, okay. Well, thank you so much. On a charge that didn't used to be there at all.
Right. She says a big discount.
Yeah. Yes. She's trying to say that she saved New Yorkers money. You are costing them thousands of dollars per year. It's just less outrageous than you initially planned for. And so I don't know how that happened, but Trump somehow removed it.
Transportation. And I was trying to figure that out. Is that because it is a federally connect? I don't know.
That's the only way I could think about it. How you're trying to connect the dots. That's the only way I can make it sense.
Otherwise, you don't want the federal government reaching into a city issue.
Right. So I was a little confused. On every story I've seen, I tried to find the mechanism.
Me too.
With which he did this, and nobody's ever mentioned it. So I don't know what it is. I don't know how the president. I mean, if I were a New Yorker and we used to commute into Midtown Manhattan every single day, and even before that particular tax, the congestion tax, it still cost me $400 to $500 a month just to drive into Manhattan. In fact, I think it was $500 or $600 a month. I was trying to figure out how much I spent between driving in and parking the car, because parking the car was $400 a month, and then it all added up to $1,000 or $1,100 a month just to use your car in Manhattan.
This is interesting.
Insane.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then you add another $9 charge on top of that?
But Pat, it would have been 15, so she gave you a discount.
Right.
Give me a discount. Yeah.
Relax.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm reading the press release from the Department of Transportation yesterday, Sean Duffy. And so here it is. The construction of federal aid highways as a toll-free highway system has long been fundamental to the federal aid highway program. Except for limited exceptions allowed by Congress, highways constructed with federal aid highway funds cannot be tolled.
Oh, good. Okay, so that's how they got it.
And it goes on, and it talks about how you don't have a toll-free option. So, no. Oh, this is great. Okay, look, you shouldn't have accepted the federal money to begin with.
That's fantastic.
Because now we own you. And it's the same problem with colleges and education systems that take federal money.
Right.
Now they can dictate what you do there.
Right.
That's hysterical.
So she's suing, of course.
Yes,
they're going to sue to try to keep charging New Yorkers.
Yeah, what's this clip? Is this clip of her talking about it? Okay.
At 1:01 p.m. today.
Oh, no.
The U.S. Department of Transportation emailed us a letter
And I got
from Secretary Duffy announcing their attempt to end the congestion pricing program in the state of New York.
Pause it. Keep in mind, she's making this like an indictment of Trump. Wait, well, how are you going to win this PR battle when nobody driving into New York wants to pay that? Who wants to? Wait, yeah, that pisses me off that he's taking that $9 a day charge off of my back. How dare he? How dare he save me $1,500 a year or whatever it is? Is it 15? I don't know. I've seen the numbers. I don't remember if it's a month or a year. It's got to be a year, right? You wouldn't accrue $1,500 in a month just from the one tax. But she's trying to make this out like Trump has done a disservice to New Yorkers when it is she who's done the disservice. All right, let her go.
At 1:58 p.m. President Donald Trump tweeted, "Long live the king."
He was quoting the magazine cover.
I'm here to say New York hasn't labored under a king in over 250 years.
Ooh, good one. Yeah, good one.
We sure as hell are not going to start now.
Good. Tax us again. Tax us more. Go back to not $9, but $15.
Where battles were fought. We stood up to a king.
This is unreal.
And we won then.
It's unbelievable. And you got these lemmings.
In case you don't know, New Yorkers,
cheering
we're in a fight. We do not back down. Not now, not ever.
Yeah, we want to pay that extra $1,500. We demand to continue to pay that tax. Damn Trump for doing this, saving me money like that in a legal, reasonable way, too. He didn't do anything unconstitutional.
That is hysterical.
That is flabbergasting. And you got these morons cheering that?
The king wants to save you money. We say no.
No, you bastard. We have a monarch for a reason. We want him to be unjust to us. We want him to cost us more money.
Wow.
That is incredible.
It is something else, man.
I don't know that we've ever seen anything quite like that. Jeez.
Congratulations, New York.
Yeah. You fight against that king, all right? Fight against him.
Yeah.
No, we're not subject to, we haven't been subject to a king in 250 years. We'll pay this tax. By golly.
Don't you tell me I can't.
The original tax, $15.
Yeah.
Don't give me the discount.
No, I don't even want the discount. That $6 discount that you gave me. No, go back to 15. In fact, that's not enough. Let's just round it up to 20. Unbelievable. What is the matter with people?
And think about it. The left, Democrats, their party wants people to believe that they stand up for the working man.
Right. And who just did?
Well,
Donald J. Trump.
How many people work in the service industry in Manhattan that have to commute every day and pay these tolls?
They quoted several people, like a guy who has a plumbing business, and he's already paid, he said, multiple thousands in that toll, just from the toll, because he's got a bunch of drivers that go into Manhattan every single day, and they're fixing people's pipes and whatever. You know, maybe somebody in Manhattan tried to flush toilet paper down a toilet. Well, then the plumber's got to deal with that.
Can't do that.
Didn't you read the sign? You got to throw away toilet paper. What's the matter with you?
How embarrassing. You walk out of the bathroom.
So gross.
With a garbage bag full. You know,
yeah.
It's been
a rough
Relax. One. It's a Ziploc bag. I'm not walking with a garbage bag.
What did you eat?
Ick.
That city, man, it is just a rotting,
what a mess,
carcass of a town,
right?
And that's the hill they want to die on.
Yeah,
the tax me more
weird.
Hill. Come on,
I mean, that is okay. That's the place you're going to stand and make this defiant declaration. How dare you try to tell these people they don't have to pay $9 every time they come into the city? How dare you? What a weird world we find ourselves in.
How dare you?
Boy.
Thank you. Wow.
I'd love to. Can we get a man on the street in Manhattan right now?
Yeah.
Right?
To ask them about this?
Please.
I got to know what New Yorkers are thinking about this. Because this could actually have a massive impact. The things that voters glom on, right? ATM fees.
Yep.
Maybe it's tolls for New York City. Come to the other side here.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Welcome to it. Got a few tweets here. Frank Johnson's alter ego tweets, the FAA is not responsible for inspection of the planes. This is the sole responsibility of the airlines. No, they're trying desperately, though, to make this about Trump.
Yeah, but I mean, if Trump cared, he would have shown up at every one of these flights before they took off. And gone underneath them.
Did he do that, though?
No, he did not.
No. Where was Trump? Not there, that's for sure.
Trump has to physically inspect every plane.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. If he cares.
True. You're right. You're right.
But obviously he doesn't, and that's why he's not there.
Establish that.
Furiant Energy tweets, the FAA had nothing to do with the crash. My goodness, I'm so tired of these politicians speaking to something they know nothing about. I realize it'll never end, but it's still annoying. Very true. From Giblets, I don't know if it's still there. There was a bridge between Virginia and Maryland, which had a one-way toll. You could get into Maryland free, but you had to pay to get out.
Oh, that sounds like our airport.
Doesn't it? Yeah.
Here in Dallas.
Yeah.
Sure,
Even if you're just picking someone up, you are still forced to pay $2.
Yes.
Yeah.
$2 automatically. Now, if you stay there longer, of course, it's going to be much, much more. But just to drive around, pick somebody up, and leave, $2. Sucks.
So you're saying if your final destination isn't on the airport grounds, you have to pay to leave.
That's what I'm saying.
Wow, that sucks.
Yeah, but that's why DFW is such a beautiful, luxurious airport.
Oh, yes.
They get $2 from everybody regardless, no matter what.
I hate that place.
Oh, my gosh. It's so confusing and crappy. Ugh. I mean, and, so many different cities have done, remodeling jobs and sparkling new, beautiful terminals and stuff.
Yeah.
And then you walk into DFW and it's like,
what the heck?
Is this 1912? Is that where we are? Did we just walk into it? Is this a time warp?
Did my toll pay for this? I mean, my high school cafeteria looked nicer than this. I want my $2 back.
That's why when you go to we went to the international section, and it's fairly new. And that's the one part of DFW that is like, oh, okay, I guess it's somewhat decent. You can almost walk through it without feeling the
disgusting
ick factor.
Yes.
I'm telling you, I realize this applies to 0.01% of the audience. But if you're ever picking up anyone at the DFW airport, I don't know how they did this before smartphones. I don't know how they did this. You have to know the specific gate number and hope it doesn't change while you're driving is where your party will be. Because if you don't know that specific gate number, you can't pick them up.
You're right.
And then the signage, I mean, I've ranted about this so many times, I realize, but the signage is so confusing. And you have all these lanes crossing, and you're like, oh, hell, am I 0 through 34? Am I 35 through 89? What?
I know.
People honking. And
then am I actually going to the terminal, or am I going to the parking garage? Or am I leaving the area? Or...
I left the area.
Very confusing. Very confusing.
It's so bad.
Lone Wolf 2965 tweets, I didn't think it was possible to make me want to go to New York City less, but charge me to enter? That'll do it.
That'll do it. Yeah.
Yeah, but don't you understand? They're just trying to relieve the congestion in New York City. That's supposedly the point of all of this. Okay, we're going to reduce the congestion in New York City by forcing people who can't afford the $9 a day payment. We're going to force them to take the train, the subway, or buses. But some people, most people can't. If you're already driving into the city, there's a reason you're doing that. And it's because the train schedule or the bus schedule doesn't accommodate when you have to be there. Or maybe you got to go multiple places and you don't want to take multiple trains. I mean, it's really difficult for some people. For me, going from Connecticut to Midtown Manhattan every day, there were no trains that went early enough on my schedule. And then you're bound to that schedule, and so it just screws up the whole day. Plus, a couple of the people in the article mentioned the fact that the car ride is an hour and a half. If you go by train, it's 3 hours. Well, or bus. If you take the bus, it's 3 hours. Well, you can't do that.
No.
You're going to spend 6 hours a day on your commute.
I have a solution.
I don't think so.
I have a solution. Just live down there in the city. It's cheap.
Yeah, right.
It's convenient,
Right.
You just live down there.
It's only like $1,500 a square foot.
That's it.
So get yourself 1 square foot.
Hold on.
Pay $1,500, and then you're right there. You're right there. It's fine.
Or as we've recently learned, get yourself impregnated by Elon Musk, and then how much money was that apartment that one chick lives in now? That was interesting.
Ashley Sinclair?
Yeah. $15,000 a month, I think.
What?
Whatever it was.
Really?
It's very... But we don't know that he's the father. That's
he still hasn't confirmed that, huh?
Total hearsay.
Well, all right. Well, I don't know why you even brought it up then.
Well, because I'm trying to figure out how can I make it work? How can I make it so that I can live in New York City?
I see.
And that is one of your options.
How can you make it affordable?
Yeah, you're going to have to get pregnant. You by Elon.
I want to live in New York.
In theory.
That's going to be difficult for me.
That's going to be very difficult.
Yeah,
I'll try.
That's a tough one. That's a tough one.
I'll try.
Please don't. Please do not. Got anything else over there to talk about, Pat?
I do, yeah.
Cool.
The Kash Patel confirmation.
Oh, yes. Today's the day.
Today is the day. They're going to vote this afternoon.
Yeah.
Hopefully he'll be confirmed. And then tomorrow morning, we'll see the Epstein files.
Tomorrow.
Pat's in charge of the FBI docket here. I love it. No, seriously, that needs to happen. Can I just say that Trump is now outpacing. This is the fastest pace for nominees being confirmed since 2001 with George W. Bush.
Oh.
None of his nominees have been defeated, but this one chick here, Lori Chavez DeRemer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Rand Paul's not on board yet either for her. And I don't know. That's
Didn't she come from Biden, though, initially?
No, let's see.
No?
Because this is a labor secretary pick. No, she was a congresswoman, I think, right? But Rand Paul, I was watching his spiel, and he was talking about, he was going through why right-to-work states are superior to the other way, which is, because it's always a red flag when the union is behind someone. Mm-hmm. The unions are behind her.
Yeah, that is a red flag.
This could be an interesting vote shaping up in the Senate. So we need to watch that one for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know. My impulse is it tends to side with Rand Paul more than not. So he was making some good points. I don't know where she is on a lot of this stuff, but that's one of the nominations worth watching the fight on.
And that again, that's labor secretary?
Yeah.
All right. Yep. That's something I don't pay real close attention to. I don't know how many labor secretaries I could actually name for you.
Wow. You don't care.
I know. It's terrible. Care. It's terrible. You might want to learn something about America.
Hold on. What was Mitch McConnell's wife in the Bush administration?
Don't know. Was she labor secretary?
I think so.
She might have been. Yeah, that might have been.
Chow?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here.
I think she
was
secretary.
From 2001 to 2009. Yeah.
Okay, but then she was Trump's transportation.
Right? Okay.
Boy, she's... Wow, that's amazing. That you would be so good at labor and transportation.
Oh, yes.
Two things you wouldn't really think of at the same time.
Multifaceted person.
But boy, let's make sure you have a cabinet level position. Huh.
Yeah.
Wonder how that happens.
Well, you talk about how fast the president has been moving, and we've mentioned a few times some of his wins. These are pretty unambiguous wins, and we'll just name a few because a comprehensive list would take us about a week worth of shows. But he declared a national emergency, of course, at the southern border. Illegal border crossings have hit lows not seen in decades. Border Patrol agents are once again allowed to enforce the law. What a concept. Huh. Who knew that would help? Illegal aliens have started turning around in droves amid the Trump administration's crackdown. Construction resumed on the wall. Deportation flights of criminal illegal aliens have been ramped up. President Trump began transferring the worst of the worst criminal illegals to Guantanamo Bay. U.S. military troops have been deployed to assist in securing the border. The so-called CBP-1 app, which paroled more than 1 million illegal immigrants into the country, was shut down. Oh, that's so mean. It was really convenient for the illegals, though, because you just get the app and then you claim asylum and you're in. Oh, wow. The Department of Homeland Security is reviewing the parole status of illegals who are allowed into the country under Biden. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE. There's a lot of people on the left that think ICE is brand new. They think Trump started it. No, Donald Trump did not start ICE.
Wow.
It's simply the Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency, which has been around for some time now.
I think the enforcement is what's been lacking, and so you didn't realize that they had a purpose.
But a lot of people are screaming, Trump created this ICE situation, now they're deporting illegals. Yeah, okay, it's been around forever. Okay, Barack Obama used ICE to deport illegals. The Department of Homeland Security reinstated the use of the term illegal alien. Mm-hmm. The Department of Justice announced it's taking action against so-called sanctuary cities. The Homeland Security clawed back tens of millions of dollars in funds paid by rogue FEMA officials to house illegal aliens in luxury New York City hotels. The Department of Justice filed suit against the state of New York and its elected officials over their willful failure to follow immigration law. National energy emergency has been declared to unlock our full energy potential and bring down costs for American families. That will help with your heating bill, Keith. Every one of the Biden administration's job-killing, pro-China, anti-American energy regulations have been rescinded. Americans have been empowered with choice in vehicles, shower heads, toilets, washing machines, light bulbs, and dishwashers, while Biden-era regulations restricting water flow and mandating inadequate light bulb standards have been killed. The job-killing Green New Scam was terminated. That's so great. United States withdrew from the disastrous Paris Climate Agreement, which he did last time too, but then Biden got us back into it, and now we're back out. I love it. I know. New federal leasing and permitting for massive wind farms, which degrade our natural landscapes and fail to serve American consumers, have been paused. Bureaucratic regulations, which impeded Alaska's ability to develop its vast natural resources, have been reversed. Offshore drilling has been opened to drilling. The Biden-era electric vehicle mandate was terminated. The Department of Energy ended the liquefied natural gas pause and approved the first LNG project since the prior administration banned them last year. President Trump established the National Energy Dominance Council to advise on achieving energy dominance. President Trump shut down the Biden-era Climate Corps work program. The EPA canceled tens of millions of dollars of contracts to left-wing advocacy groups. Ooh, there's a really tasty one that we just found out about from Lee Zeldin. They set aside, looking for that story, they set aside $20 billion, $20 billion for Stacey Abrams' climate group.
Oh, yes.
What was going on there? Huh. So they created an outside agency slush fund that they can tap into.
It's $2 billion, right?
I thought it was $20 billion. Maybe it is only $2 billion.
Yeah.
Couldn't find the story, so I was doing it.
Okay.
I guess I inserted an extra zero there. Maybe I shouldn't have.
I mean,
20. Okay, so it's only $2 billion. Never mind.
So now it's like whatever. Leave.
Let her have it.
Leave her alone.
Come on. Are you that picky that you don't allow $2 billion in graft? Oh, man.
Listen,
are you a
she's
stickler?
Of Georgia.
Right. Thank you.
She needs that $2 billion
that
or
timeline.
$20 billion.
That timeline sucks. So power forward communities received that $2 billion, but let's see, it reported just $100 in total revenue.
Oh my gosh!
During its first 3 months of operation, according to its tax filings.
Wow!
Here's $2 billion.
Wow!
Thanks, we turned that into a profit of $100.
That's amazing. Let's see, another Trump accomplishment: U.S. crude oil stockpiles continue to rise, which they've done every week since President Trump took over. He restored the 25% tariff on steel imports, elevated the tariff to 25% on aluminum to protect these critical American industries from unfair foreign competition, and moved a move praised by the steel manufacturers and the Aluminum Association. President Trump unveiled a plan for fair and reciprocal trade, making clear to the world that the United States will no longer tolerate being ripped off.
I love it. And by the way, you were right. It was $20 billion in EPA grants. $2 billion went to Stacey Abrams.
Okay.
But the EPA actually doled out a total of $20 billion.
Jeez.
Make it stop, y'all.
So
and they are.
$2 billion just to the Stacey Abrams group.
But like Chris said, she's the former
correct. She's the legitimate governor of Georgia.
You want to help
she
her
needs
out.
that $2 billion, guys. God.
What do you want? Like a poverty-stricken governor? No.
You want her to be successful?
Have you
she
seen
needs
her?
$2 billion.
Right. Ain't no poverty there.
President Trump announced the largest artificial intelligence infrastructure project in history with $500 billion in planned private sector investment. I hope that turns out to be a good thing. A little nervous about it. Saudi Arabia declared its intention to invest $600 billion in the U.S. over the next 4 years. After meeting with President Trump, Stellantis announced it will reopen its assembly plant in Belvidere, Illinois, putting 1,500 employees back to work. It'll build its next-generation Dodge Durango in Detroit. What a concept. The company also announced new investments in their Toledo, Ohio, and Kokomo, Indiana facilities. Electric giants Samsung and LG are considering moving their plants in Mexico back to the U.S. Taiwan pledged to boost its investment in the United States amid the tariffs. President Trump and Indian Prime Minister Modi announced new deals between the two countries on immigration, trade, energy, and AI. I mean, this list is practically endless. Again, it goes on for 5 or 6 pages. It's amazing.
And we'll post
what has happened. Yeah, let's do that.
We'll
okay.
all this.
Yeah, you barely scratched the surface of all the winning.
Where's Keith might be tired of winning, but we're not.
I'm not tired of winning. I'm tired, but not of winning. Where will this awesome audience be able to find that link?
Pat Unleashed.
Pat Unleashed on X.
Okay. Brilliant.
Awesome.
You know, you ever have one of those nights where it's really difficult to sleep? You just toss and turn, or you stare at the ceiling, or you just lay there and think, I hate it. But the sleep just won't come. That used to happen to me a lot, but then I found Beam's Dream Powder. It is fantastic. It is a delicious hot cocoa that you can either mix it with water or milk to make it a little more creamy. And it's only 15 calories. And it tastes great. And there's 0 grams of sugar. So I don't have to worry about it diabetes-wise. It's fantastic. And right now, with Beam's Dream Powder, which is filled with all kinds of natural ingredients, like reishi, melatonin, you can get up to 40% off right now at shopbeam.com/Pat. That's up to 40% off. Shop, BEAM, shopbeam.com/Pat. Promo code Pat.
Subscribe today at blazetv.com/Pat. Pat Gray Unleashed. We'll be right back.
Here, Michael Groh tweets, Pat, I can't believe the disinformation coming out of your mouth.
Uh-oh.
Try to get us to believe that New York is charging $1,500 a year in tolls, new tolls, by the way. Just calculating Monday through Friday, excluding 4 weeks of vacation, it's $2,160 a year. Well, you caught me in a nasty lie, trying to minimize that problem. $2,160 extra. And it's not like they don't already have a toll system in New York. Man. All right. Unrepentant thought criminal tweets, we now go live to the left's most hated song. Here's Vanilla Ice with Ice Ice Baby.
Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, I've seen people driving around blaring that out of their car stereos.
Yeah.
At these protests.
Oh.
I want to see one of these protests so that I can quickly put on Ice Ice Baby, drive by.
Break it down.
Fun.
The actual song that he stole that from, and I think he did steal it. I don't think he had Queen's permission for that.
No, he did not have.
Obviously, it came from Under Pressure with Queen and David Bowie. Mm-hmm. Remember, now that was a good song. Ice Ice Baby.
Whoa.
Not so much.
Whoa.
Yeah, sorry. Whoa! Were you a big Vanilla Ice fan?
No, I wasn't a big Vanilla Ice fan, but it's still a decent song as far as songs go.
Okay. Let's see. We have this. If there's no gold at Fort Knox. Okay. Oh, okay. This is just the results of the poll, right? So far.
Oh, yeah. So,
this is the poll so
at
far.
Pat Unleashed, if you want to vote on this question.
Because when we were talking about the fact that President Trump is open, he was actually talking about it, open to the fact that we're going to go check out the gold there. We're going to make sure there is gold at Fort Knox. Because the rumor has been for years, for decades, that all the gold's gone. So we're going to take a peek, apparently.
Okay. Good.
So the question was, if there is no gold at Fort Knox, should we know about it? Should they tell us? Mm-hmm. Even though that knowledge might or probably would cause an economic collapse in America.
Whatever.
Oh, man. Our listeners.
I want to know where to go. I want to go.
I want to go.
Give me the gold. I want to go.
Who wants the gold? Yeah, they want the gold.
So
yes, we should know.
Yes, we should know.
Okay, in spite of even economic collapse. 92 to 8%. Wow.
I would vote.
Okay, sure, we're homeless.
Okay.
And we're out on the street. And crime is rampant. And looting is happening everywhere. And cities are burning to the ground. But at least we know. There's no gold now. No gold.
Now, it's one of our life's mysteries solved. I mean, again, there might be terrible consequences, but at least you know.
But we know.
I want to know. That's an American.
I want to know, too. I'm not sure I want to know.
You want to be special.
Yeah.
You don't want the public to know.
No, if they announce that, it's going to collapse the system. I think. I mean, how could it not? Wait, there's no gold backing
hang on a
anything?
Second. If you quickly follow that comment up with, okay, I got some good news and I got some bad news.
Mm-hmm.
So the bad news is that there's no gold still at Fort Knox, Kentucky.
Uh-huh.
The good news is your money wasn't backed by gold anyway, so
right.
Standard operating procedure.
Right. So everything's fine.
Carry on, people.
Everything's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Now you know.
There you go.
All right. So Donald Trump's HHS secretary, Robert Kennedy, has already tweaked a few definitions for us. We'll talk about that coming up here.
Oh, wow.
This is kind of interesting. You know, the definitions in the HHS guidance.
Okay. All right.
And these are the things that I guess you can officially say and not say and write and not write. And their email system and their memos and when they do press conferences.
Micromanaging our language.
Already.
He gave a speech there, and it was well received, by the way. So that's
cool.
Good sign.
All right. Talk about that and much more coming up.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Another thing for the left to scream about, Kristi Noem just announced illegals will be hunted down and deported.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
How dare she say that? Do you know that these people took the time to break into our country illegally and continue to break immigration laws and commit identity fraud and tax evasion? And then, so they should be completely comfortable while they live here and not told they're going to be hunted down. They should be able to relax and just enjoy their illegality. But no, Kristi Noem has now made him nervous. How dare she? How dare she? Yesterday, Donald Trump's HHS secretary, Robert Kennedy Jr., tweaked a few definitions for us. These are in the HHS guidance, and they include sex, a person's immutable biological classification as either male or female. What? What about the non-binary?
This is some radical stuff I'm seeing on the screen.
Absolutely radical.
This is language changing.
No trigger warning?
No trigger warning.
Listen to this. Female is a person of the sex characterized by a reproductive system with the biological function of producing eggs or ova.
What?
Are you discounting that males can have eggs?
Wow. You're trying to change our culture and our language, and I don't like it.
Here's the definition of male. It's a person of the sex characterized by a reproductive system with the biological function of producing sperm.
Okay.
A woman. I guess all of a sudden RFK Jr. is a biologist.
Yep.
Defines a woman as an adult human female.
Oh, so you have to circle back to the female definition at the top.
Right, which is difficult.
Okay.
But they're asking you to do that. A girl is a minor human female. A man is an adult human male.
I can't believe we have to do this.
A boy is a minor human male. A mother is a female parent. And a father, a male parent.
Wow. And we had to do that.
Yeah.
That's what's so sad.
And then they write, hopefully this will clear up any confusion some on the left have been experiencing in recent years. That's so great. That's really fun.
And going back to the Kristi Noem, she did an ad about what you were talking about, and we have that ad.
Oh, all right. Let's see it.
I'm Kristi Noem, the United States Secretary of Homeland Security.
Yes, you are.
Thank you, President Donald J. Trump, for securing our border and putting America first.
Damn.
Let me deliver a message from President Trump to the world.
Please.
If you are considering entering America illegally, don't even think about it. Let me be clear. If you come to our country and you break our laws, we will hunt you down.
Whoa.
Criminals are not welcome
There it
in
is.
the United States.
There it is.
For too long, weak leadership has left our borders wide open, flooding our communities with drugs, human trafficking, and violent criminals.
Right.
Well, those days are over. Under President Trump, we are defending American families and restoring their safety. If you try to enter illegally, you will be caught. You will be removed. And you will never return. Follow the law, and you'll find opportunity. If you break it, you'll find consequences. Strong borders mean a stronger America. President Trump is making America safe again.
Wow. That kind of spells it out. I don't know how you argue with it. Well, you're saying that America's closed now. Nobody can come here. No. 1 million a year are allowed to come here legally. Yes, Keith.
That ad that we just saw, it wasn't in Spanish.
Oh, wow.
So how am I supposed to know?
Well, I guess you're not. I guess
Tough.
Yeah.
That's what she said. Tough.
Oh, man.
There's a lot.
Also yesterday, kind of along these lines, President Trump followed through on his promise to designate a number of violent cartel gangs as global terror organizations. The official statement was made by Secretary of State Marco Rubio, named 9 gangs and cartel organizations to be designated as terror groups. The list includes the infamous Tren de Aragua gang from Venezuela, which has made headlines in the U.S. They only took over a couple of apartment complexes in Colorado. They didn't take over all of them.
Fake news.
The gang reportedly, and then that's what they write. Well, yeah, but it was only a few. Come on. Also included in the list, Venezuelan gang MS-13, which is known it's known as MS-13. They actually spell out the Mara Salvatrucha, which I was trying to avoid, which they've been linked to, of course, really gruesome murders in the U.S. In one instance, from 2017, gang members brutally murdered 4 teenagers in the woods of Long Island, New York. Police described the scene as a bloodbath and determined that the attackers had killed the teens because they disrespected their gang on social media.
All right.
Jeez. Cartel de Sinaloa, the Cartel Jalisco Nuevo Generación, Cartels Unidos, Cartel de Noreste, the Gulf Cartel, Cartel de Golfo, and La Nueva Familia Mexicana rounded out the list of terror groups.
If you only had a Spanish-speaking person that can help you out.
Well, do it.
I know, right?
Yeah, do it. Did I get them wrong? Did I get La Nueva?
You nailed every single one of them.
Okay, thank you, yeah. The order makes it unlawful for anyone in the U.S. to provide material support to the terror groups, which includes financial services, lodging, transportation, and identification. Now, the Mexican president, Claudia Sheinbaum, It always causes me to pause when I say the name of the Mexican president. Because it's so weird.
Yes.
I mean, how did that happen? Claudia Sheinbaum objected to the U.S., accusing the Mexican government of aiding the cartels and threatened to expand her lawsuit against the U.S. gun manufacturers if Trump followed through on the designation threat, which he has done. And she's pissed about it because I don't know why. Why? You want to continue to coddle these drug cartels? You want to continue to cave into them? I mean, there is a reason that the military has such a presence on the streets of Mexican cities. There's a reason. Because drug cartels are there, and they're creating mayhem. Mexico has 1/3 the population of the U.S. and more murders per year than the U.S. In the supposedly vicious, chaotic United States of America, where our gun laws are so out of control, well, we don't have any. Mexico outdoes us with gun murders. What? How is that possible? Drug cartels, and yet you don't want to designate them terrorist organizations? It's bizarre. It's bizarre. You might want to, again, be a little introspective. The leaders of these third world nations that are resource rich, that could be pulling themselves out of the mess that they're in, but they don't. Because the corruption and the caving in to the drug cartels and the violent elements in these countries, it's just going to continue then. You're just not going to better the lives of your citizens. Wouldn't you be embarrassed if millions of Americans were fleeing this country for Canada or Mexico? I'd be a little embarrassed. I'd be ashamed of it. If things were so bad here that everybody pours into other countries illegally. You notice that's not the case, right? So, what's the magic formula? I don't know. How about having laws and enforcing them? Yeah. Jeez. How about rejecting the corruption that has been running rampant for decades in your nation?
Maybe Mexico needs to build one of those El Salvador prisons. Put some of those cartels in that super max.
It's apparently helped there, right? Apparently, it's cleaning up that country. I mean, they really are trying to crack down. And I guess you can go too far. Was it the guy in the Philippines that was going to shoot on sight anybody they even suspected of being a drug criminal? And then I think they finally admitted, okay, we might have gone a little too far on that.
Oh, wow. Missed that one. Yeah. One thing that, speaking of immigration, that was reported yesterday, that apparently Border Patrol agents in Arizona arrested 3 migrant smugglers who were dressed up as Border Patrol agents.
Oh, wow.
Trying to smuggle 24 migrants into the country. So please be careful out there, Border Patrol.
Yeah, that's for sure. And, I mean, Trump's taken a pretty hard stand on this and what's going on in Mexico. And that's how he got Sheinbaum to send the 10,000 troops to the border to help out in this crisis, this emergency, which he has declared at the border. Because they wouldn't, I mean, there was no way Mexico would have done that under Biden. Of course, Biden didn't have the will. He didn't care. So he would have never asked them to. But Trump has turned this thing completely around.
Yeah, and when is the deadline, the new deadline? Is it March 12th, I think, for Canada and Mexico to get their act together on tariffs?
Oh, yeah, that's
coming
coming right
extension.
up.
Yeah, March 12th will be the
okay
start date on that. So we'll see. You got a few weeks.
Yeah.
Good luck.
All right, let me tell you about Birch Gold. Have you seen the news from economists forecasting a depression? Not a recession, a depression by the year 2030. We could be in a perfect storm, like as Social Security and Medicare hit a breaking point with the largest generation hitting retirement. There's a smaller workforce. That means a smaller tax base. So you pair that with a growing national debt, and things could go sideways. You know, we could have a really big problem. So what are you going to do right now to protect your family for the future? Well, gold is a safe haven in hard economic times, and Birch Gold makes it easy to diversify a portion of your savings into physical gold. Birch Gold will help you make a transition. You can transition an existing IRA or 401k into an IRA in gold, and it doesn't cost you a penny out of pocket. Protect your future today. Just text PAT to the number 989898. Get your free info kit on gold and a copy of the Ultimate Guide for Gold in the Trump Era with a foreword by Donald Trump Jr. There's no obligation, only information. So go through it, see if it's right for you. Birch Gold has definitely earned my trust, and you can trust them as well. Safeguard your savings. You can count on them. Text my name, Pat, to the number 989898 today.
Pat Gray Unleashed now continues.
So President Trump is not only rooting out corruption in our country, but we're rooting out corruption in other countries as well.
Who's this guy from Cyprus? He's a member of the EU Parliament.
Yes, he's a member of the EU. But if you guys remember, we played his video. He was a YouTuber that just playfully said, I'm going to run. And he actually won. And he's been doing what Elon's been doing here in America. He just goes in and records and shows how corrupted the EU is. And this is one of he's talking about Cyprus.
He's talking about how the USAID, right?
Yes, USAID.
Hello, friends. In my country, Cyprus, 2004, through USAID, USA spent $60 million to influence the referendum that we had for reunification of the island. And through giving to people money for reunification activities and all this stuff. So I consider this to be foreign interference. So usually here in the parliament, we only have one enemy, Russia. So we need to pay attention to other countries as well. And we need to be careful not to just cancel elections when we don't like the result. For example, in Moldova, because we like the result, it was no investigation. So these comments, I love you all.
I love you all.
All right.
So we sit here and we blame George Soros and the WEF. We need to blame our own government. Obviously, we know the CIA's involvement all over the world with tentacles, but now we see where the cash has been coming from. USAID. You know, Soros has been getting his money through USAID as well.
Yes.
And if things are allowed to naturally progress around the world without interference from the deep state, who knows? Could be a completely different world in a generation.
And here's our new Commerce Secretary, Howard Lutnick, talking about the future of taxes under President Trump.
And I'm telling you, you watch it, we're going to do it. If you get savings from these DOGE cuts, are you going to give any of this back to the American people? We keep hearing about these DOGE dividends.
Well, think about it. Donald Trump announces the External Revenue Service, and his goal is very simple.
Yes.
His goal is to abolish the Internal Revenue Service and let all the outsiders pay. I mean, this is someone who is focused on America. Let's drive down our waste, fraud, and abuse. I'll give you an example. Cruise ships. You ever see a cruise ship with an American flag on the back? They have flags of like Liberia or Panama. None of them pay taxes. Every super tanker, none pays taxes. Alcohol, all foreign alcohol, no taxes. This is going to end under Donald Trump, and those taxes are going to be paid, and Americans' tax rates are going to come down. That's what Donald Trump wants to do. Balance our budget and cut our taxes. I mean, imagine a Democratic senator going against that. What planet are these people?
I know, because I think, was it Elizabeth Warren was pushing back? I don't know. But I love this idea. This is transform. Now you see why they wanted to assassinate this man.
Yep.
Now you see why. This guy is transformative, this presidency already.
Here's the thing, though. Democrats will argue against this. They're already arguing against it. We're finding out about fraud and waste and corruption, and they're arguing against it. They're just screaming that he doesn't have any authority. Elon Musk, he's the president now. He wasn't elected. I didn't vote for him. Who voted for him? And so that's all they have. You've got Kathy Hochul in New York who is bitching about the fact that he just removed the toll tax. How do you do that? And she gets people to cheer it.
Yay.
It's amazing.
Boy, what Lutnick just talked about, though, that when you take a step back, we are the greatest nation to ever exist, and we need to start acting like it.
Right.
This is a club. If you want to come and hang out over here, we should be charging other countries. We shouldn't be taxing American citizens into the poorhouse.
Right.
We should be taxing other countries that want to play ball over here.
We've been made to feel as though it's our responsibility, though, to just endure all of this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because you have certain blessings that others don't have, so it's all on you now. But it's not on our government. It's on individuals. Yeah, we do have a responsibility to help others, but not our government.
Right.
Our government wastes all of that money. It doesn't wind up where it's supposed to. Plus, they're extracting our taxes by force, which eliminates it being a charitable act. So it's negated any good that it was going to do anyway.
And you can't use the argument, well, the government, like you said, does good with it. Bull crap. We're finding out every day. Lifting up this rock, lifting up this one. Oh, my gosh. They're doing what overseas with this money? Now, it does come with a trade-off, though. I don't know if you saw the headline from the Babylon Bee. Cruel. Elon Musk cuts off Social Security benefits for thousands of Revolutionary War veterans.
That's funny.
I mean, they're so funny over there.
Good.
They've been on fire lately. They had we talked about the DEI airline that their policies may or may not be responsible for the crash in Toronto, but I love this. Panic erupts on flight as captain of female crew announces that, quote, everything's fine. And they are so brilliant over there.
So good. Yeah, that's great stuff.
Mm-hmm. Good stuff.
So, how many Revolutionary War heroes have been cut off from their benefits?
Everything's a trade-off, Pat.
I know.
I'm sorry. No more gravy train.
They did say thousands, though, right? Jeez. That's despicable.
It sure
Elon
is.
Musk. Who elected him?
Right.
Nobody.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Meanwhile, $1.9 billion of HUD money was just recovered. $1.9 billion after being misplaced during the Biden administration due to a broken process. These funds were earmarked for the administration of financial services, but were no longer needed. HUD Secretary Scott Turner worked alongside DOGE to rectify the issue, leading to the deobligation of the funds, which have now been made available for other uses by the U.S. Treasury.
Misplaced. Do you think it was misplaced, or do you think it was
They're
just kind
hiding
of
it.
set off to the side for the Harris administration team to come in and do what they will with it?
Yes.
Misplaced.
Yes, misplaced.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It's like the $2 billion that was misplaced for Stacey Abrams' group. Oh, no, you just put that over. Oh, I was supposed to go into a general fund. I'm sorry.
Misplaced or parked?
Of course it was parked. Of course. And then they're probably dispersing it to all of their buddies who are going to continue to yell and scream that Donald Trump this, Donald Trump that, Elon Musk this, Elon Musk that. All right. What is the Postmaster General?
Oh, let's save that for
flashback?
Jeffy. I want to save that for Jeffy tomorrow.
Oh, we should,
because we talked about that guy's a piece of work. But this right here, this scary video out of Mississippi yesterday. The lieutenant governor of that state, Delbert Hosemann, he collapsed during debate or what have you.
These are multi-year payouts.
Oh no!
Each of these has several.
Oh no!
Dilbert. Senator Johnson for a motion to recess.
Okay, so I'm glad we're doing a motion to recess.
So moved. All in favor, say aye. No.
What the heck?
He's doing okay now, by the way.
Oh, good.
Doing okay.
Do we know what happened there?
I don't know what happened.
He's right there. He's right here. We've got an urgent. Okay, good.
Let me.
We did.
Do we know his vaccination status?
Listen, whoa! I'm sorry. Whoa! What?
What,
sir?
I mean, what happened? That was weird.
That was really weird and scary too.
Yeah.
Few details provided.
Disturbing. What's his vaccination
Yeah, what's
status?
Let's find that out.
I cannot believe that I'm surrounded by individuals who would even bring that up.
I'm just saying,
Gentlemen,
you're not answering the
really?
question.
The lieutenant governor passed out.
Look, we're just asking questions. All right, that's all we're doing here.
Stop circling around.
It's funny that you asked that.
Right, just answer the question. What's his vax status?
Look, a complete non sequitur here. Yale University has done a study. And they have now a previously unknown condition dubbed post-vaccination syndrome. Again, has nothing to do with the video we just played, I want to point out.
Okay.
Appears to cause brain fog, dizziness, tinnitus, and exercise intolerance. Which, by the way...
I've always had exercise intolerance.
I was going to say...
I'm not sure that was vaccine-related.
Tinnitus, dizziness, brain fog, wake up at 3 a.m., you experience the same...
Wow.
Yale
there. Came up with that?
Yale, yes.
Interesting.
Some sufferers also show distinct biological changes, Pat, including differences in immune cells in the presence of coronavirus proteins in their blood years after taking the shot. The condition also appears to reawaken.
You're not talking about the safe, effective vaccine that was developed by the Anthony Fauci and Deborah Birx.
See, that's the one. That's the one.
Anthony Fauci.
It appears to reawaken a dormant virus in the body called Epstein-Barr, which can cause flu-like symptoms, swollen lymph nodes, and nerve issues. The few results have yet to be published. Yale says, look,
that's weird.
Still a work in progress, but yes,
All
they're
right.
saying there's something to
that is interesting.
Post-vaccination and
100% safe and effective.
100% safe.
I represent science.
Right.
Government of Canada has just purchased bird flu vaccine to protect individuals. So get ready, Canada.
I'm sure it's just a wild coincidence.
500,000 doses headed your way because they're gonna get away with it again.
But just real quick, the lieutenant governor from Mississippi is okay.
He's okay. Yeah,
and we don't know what happened.
I don't see the reason given here.
Was he dehydrated?
Dehydrated.
I bet he was dehydrated.
Yep.
He's got. He has Mitch McConnell syndrome.
He has to speak louder.
Or just
he was dehydrated.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, we'll see you on overtime coming up, and then back here tomorrow. Finish up the week.
We got a guest.
Ooh.
Adam Johnson, member of the lectern via Getty. January 6th.
Yeah.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.